Hi and welcome. My name is Johnny Fergan. I'm from All Total Coaching. What I want to talk to you today is how worrying is ruining your life. All of us, at one stage or another, including me, worried about something that may happen or is happening, is about to happen. If you keep worrying on things that happened in the past, we can't change them. You're going to get depressed because we can't change them. If you worry what's going to happen now, you're not taking action, and therefore you're paralyzing yourself. If you worry what's going to happen in the future without taking action, you're demoralizing yourself to take action and change what can happen in the future. Worry is a very, very serious issue, and in my opinion, it's not discussed enough. But one of the things you're worried is because you do not believe in yourself. You worry about what this has happened, what about that happened. There's a book I highly recommend, is How to Stop Worrying and Start Living by Dale Carnegie. And in this book, although I cannot go into every detail, he talks about how 90% of the things that you worry about never manifest itself. Our imagination is so huge and absolutely can give us more and more evidence to things that are virtually non-existent. We just have to give it one little thing and it manifests itself and build on things that have got no relevance to reality. And because our imagination is so powerful and emotions are so addictive, we actually think it's actually what is happening when really it's not. There's a time you have to stop your imagination going wild and creating things that do not exist. And therefore today, I will tell you that 90% of the things you worry about will never happen. But if you keep thinking about them, you will actually bring them to fruition and you will create them because you've given up on hope. Why don't you use that imagination to create the future we want? Now, when you're in a relationship with somebody, we cannot control what they do. But we can control what we do, how we respond, what we do. We cannot control everything, but we can control at least not our thoughts and our feelings, because sometimes that's out of control, but you can control your actions. For example, if you're waiting for an SMS on a man or a woman and they don't SMS you, by being desperate and responding 60 times, that's not going to be good. If they're broken up with you, you can calm down, go for a run, go for a dance or whatever, and just wait a couple of hours till you calm down and you respond in an appropriate manner. If you respond straight away and angry, in 90% of the times, we all know this is the wrong response. Therefore, you have to calm down. Calm down. Every time I've got a major issue I have to deal with and I'm all psyched up, I go for a run. 40 minutes later, I come back, and you'd be surprised how many times I see the whole situation totally different. Because we cannot think rationally when you're emotionally charged. And I will tell you today, your worries, most of them are fiction or your imagination. And what they will do is ruin your life instead of building you up. Now, yes, some worry is legitimate. Yes, some worry is correct. But I'll tell you one thing, if you feed your mind about worry, it'll give you more and more and more and more and more and more and more reasons why you should be more worried and more worried. And therefore, that'll bring you to depression and anxiety. And then you're worried about things that you wouldn't even imagine. Like, for example, you're going to have to walk with the right hand leg or kiss the floor this way or do this way. Because a lot of people that are worried have got all these insane things in their heads. Now, we all have some of them. But some of them have gone way, 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 way out of hand. And therefore their whole life is surrounded what he said, what she said, he said, what she didn't say, how did she say it, what tone he used, what he didn't use, how did he use, whatever. And my dear friends, if you worry what people say about you, you will never ever count to anything. I get on this channel and other outlets criticism daily. And if I worried about it, I would never ever be here standing in front of you saying these videos. I have a few videos on this channel that receive more than 20,000 hits, and I can tell you, weekly I get 2 to 3 systematic attacks on me. I just delete them and I move on. Now, do I like them? No. But in order to get places, and the higher you get, the more criticism you get. And worry about it is not going to get you anywhere. Look at the most criticized person in the world, Donald Trump. If he worried what people said about him, what they didn't say about him, do you really think he'd be achieved? I'm giving just an example, it could be any example. But we all know some people that are successful and are criticized daily or weekly or whatever. So what do you want to be? Do you want to be the one that never been criticized? Do you want to be the one that never worries? Do nothing. But you really think that person that does nothing is not worried? He's worried. You know why? Because he doesn't have proper income. He doesn't have friends. He doesn't know people. And in order to achieve, you are going to take criticism and do things. So worrying is futile. It's not to say that if somebody comes with a knife to attack you, you shouldn't be worried and run away. Yes, that's legitimate. But your mind can manifest things that has got no substance whatsoever and make you a slave to those addictive emotions that really are going to get you nowhere. So I appeal to you today. Think about things you worry about. Take a list, write things down, and really break down those things you worry about into small little things. If you're worried about a thing that's, let's say, 10, break it down into pieces. What you're worried about, how it's worrying you, when, what. And I'll tell you one thing. If you break down those worries into smaller pieces, you will see that in majority of cases, these worries that you worry about have no legitimacy or no hold on reality whatsoever. And if they do have a hold on reality, it's far more smaller than you're giving it significance to. I really hope this made sense with you today, and you will purchase the book or download it, How to Stop Worrying and Start Living by Dale Carnegie. If we or myself can be an assistance to you, look us up on www.alltotalcoaching.com. Email us on john@sosdating.com. I can change your life. The question is, do you want to? Or you want to keep watching Chicago Housewives, or Those Were the Days of Our Lives, or Kim Kardashian, and the rest, I leave it to your imagination. Thank you very much for listening. As always, you know who I am? I'm your friend.